Scarplayer fans, it was time to join us. Excuse me. Scarplayer back here. Feeling a little bit wheezy, but I'm gonna do my best to finally do my review for Evil Dead Rise. Oh my goodness, I just came back home. I just came back home from the movie, and wow, let me tell you, great film. I definitely think it is worth seeing for a lot of Evil Dead fans, and also for people that are fans of the horror genre in general. I definitely think it's a great horror film, and it's easily a movie that definitely ranks up there in regards to my ranking for the Evil Dead movies now. I definitely think it's one of the better ones, if you ask me. If compared to the older films and also the 2013 film, granted, I still I need to think about it more, but for me personally, the 2013 film still is my favorite, even compared to this. But let's go ahead and get into this review. So, the lead actress, Elisa Sutherland, I believe that's her name. Her character was, her name is Ellie, and she's a mom taking care of 3 kids, by the way. And they're in this high-rise apartment building in LA, which is a pretty interesting setting for a horror film, and it made for some really nice little camera work within this apartment building, akin to what you'd expect in an Evil Dead film in regards to the camera work, and I really liked that. I think Lee Cronin did a very, very good job directing this film, and just like a lot of the different shots shown throughout this building, and a lot of the practicality of where the camera goes, and where you see something from the distance and it's really creepy, and I love that. And also the prosthetics, the makeup on the Deadites, the gore, oh my goodness, this movie is chock full of gore. Granted, I wouldn't say this movie is quite as violent as the 2013 film, but I mean, it's still very violent. I would not recommend younger audiences watching this movie at all. Not for the faint of heart at all. It is rated R to its core, and I definitely think that this movie is something that will probably lead into newer films as well in the future, because I liked how this movie sort of teased the idea of the Necronomicon, and that there might be more books out there, which that's my one little spoiler that I'm going to say, just mainly because I've been rewatching the Evil Dead movies and Ash vs. Evil Dead these past couple days, so I think it's rather fascinating what this movie does in regards to the lore. It's interesting, which makes me think that the Necronomicon from the original movies and the Ash vs. Evil Dead TV show is a different book, and then the one from the 2013 film is also different, and this one in this new film different as well. And they sort of describe it, they sort of explain it as there being 3 different volumes of the book, and I thought that was rather fascinating. That's the only spoiler I'm going to say here. I just thought that was rather fascinating, and it definitely leads to more possibilities for stories in the future. And I think also, I think the cast overall, pretty good. I liked that we focus on a family this time around, which makes for more heartfelt moments between characters, and all that I thought was decently well handled. Granted, I would say that this movie got better as it went along, because I did appreciate what they tried to do in the first act and the second, doing something different. But at the same time, even though this movie tries to be a little bit more character-based than previous Evil Dead installments, not all of that quite lands for me, leading into my one negative about Evil Dead Rise. Just, you get introduced to these characters, right? And you don't really know them. And there's this sort of there's this one character who sort of falls under this stereotype trope. The boy, actually, him, and also just like a few. There's just a couple characters that you get introduced to, but they don't really do much more to delve into those characters. And granted, you don't go to an Evil Dead movie to get great character development. You just go to an Evil Dead film for the violence and gore and the deadite action and all that. And in that regards, this movie succeeds. Wow. Leading into the third act, I thought the build-up was really spot on and really well crafted, and the suspense, the tension, you definitely get the tension, and you fear for these kids' lives, and when things go awry, it's just terrible for everyone involved. And man, you really don't want kids to see a movie like this. You really don't. It's also a movie that I definitely think probably has the highest body count in regards to like humans getting killed in a Evil Dead film. This definitely has the highest body count, even compared to the 2013 film. And I don't think I would count Army of Darkness in this regard, because that movie is more of a comedy. It's not really horror in a sense. So, I mean, I would count it. I would count Army of Darkness in regards to, a high body count. But that movie's just not, it's just not horror compared to the first two films and the 2013 film and this film. So, like, in regards to those first two films and the 2013 film and this one definitely has the highest body count out of those four films. And it's definitely a film that a lot of I guess, like, not necessarily slasher movie fans, but people that do like that genre, I definitely think will get a kick out of this film. Even though it's not slasher, it's demonic possession, and wow, I really liked the lead actress as Elisa Sutherland as the possessed mom. I thought she was really creepy in all of her scenes, but at the same time, like I was saying about the first act of the film, when you get introduced to her character, you can tell she's not very great mom, and you don't really care that much. That's just my main flaw with this film. It's just the characters. They're just not interesting, and you don't really care about them at first. But as the movie goes along, you start to care about the other lead actor, the sister, Beth, and also the youngest daughter. What was her name? Was her name Cassie? The little blonde girl. You start to care about those two, and they definitely lean more into those two characters as the movie continues. And I thought that was all just really well done, and I really like that this movie, it sort of has a little bit of a humor mixed into it, but it's much more in tone with the 2013 film compared to the original films, much more in tone with that. And overall, this is a great film. And yeah, I think my grade for this, let's see. I definitely think this is an A. Yeah, I definitely give this movie an A. It was an amazing film, and I definitely would watch it again. I'm definitely gonna probably even see it again too with my buddy Sean, hopefully later this week, and we might do a review with him over on his channel, so look forward to that. And yeah, that should do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.
Dead by Dawn. Dead by Dawn.